What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XYO today at the request of Pappy and Flight Medic. We're doing this for you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content, guys. Thanks for being here. First and foremost, very phenomenal Eve and Adam bottom here. You kind of have a nice Adam and Eve this time bottom. It looks good. Looks like you want to grow. I definitely believe XYO will see new all-time highs. This is one of those coins that I look at and I'm like, why am I not invested in this, right? 252 in market cap rankings, 277 million in market cap itself. Fully diluted valuation is the same as your current valuation is. This thing's great. At 277 million, to see a 100x, you'd have to achieve a $27 billion market cap. And that's not the easiest thing to do, but it's an attainable objective. It's something that you absolutely can do. It's not impossible, right? I'm not like telling you to achieve a $227 billion market cap, but a $27 billion market cap would be a 100x. Even that, I think you could see a 200x in this thing by the end of the cycle from the current price. I really do think that that's possible. If we look at what you're doing here, right, just to set the bar for what I expect from this thing, and it's come a long way. From what I've understood about this project, it really has come a long way, and I think it's kind of a sleeper, if you will, right? If we're looking at this here from a high, maybe not even that high, maybe I should take it from the closing lows here. You're finding support at previous areas of resistance here, previous areas of resistance here, previous areas of support here. You're finding support in an area that makes sense. If we look at this thing, you've got a bull flag. I don't know where to draw the bull flag from. Do I draw it from this low here all the way up here? Do I draw it from this low here all the way up here? I don't know which one to take, but we're going to take them both. Okay. I'm not going to measure it from this low because I think that was a fake out low. I'm considering that low panic selling, fake kind of price action. This low is more legitimate. I'm going to put it there, and then we're going to put this one here as well at that same low. Okay. So the target area roughly, if you were to break out of this bull flag, these would be your measure moves. Okay. If you were to break out from here, and I think that you will to the upside. Your measure move essentially would take you all the way up to about 8.2 cents to 12 cents itself, somewhere in that zone. If we take a high to a low of this fib here, high to low right here, and I am going to take this low here. Maybe I shouldn't take that low because it is a fake out low. We're gonna use this low. Your 1414 and your 1272 fall just short of that, so that's nice. Your 1618 is right here. I say that's nice only because that means to me the fact that it's below these lines tells me that you're not going to stop at your 1414 to the 1272. I fully suspect that you do at least hit your 1618, right? So 8.2 cents to me, it's the less. I will say, I'm going to say this actually real quick. I got to stop myself sometimes, man. The 1414, it is very common to actually prod right above it and then reject. Okay, I don't think you'd find resistance at the 1414, but it's very possible you could find resistance at 8.2 cents. By the way, I know it's not as high as 12 cents, right? But from here, that's still a 4.2x. The 12 cents would be about a 6x. So those are nice kind of targets. And if anything, if I'm wrong, I would only assume that you're going to see higher prices, right? Maybe you go all the way up to 20 cents. I don't know. But you're at 1.9 cents now, essentially 2 cents. I suspect that you will go probably to about 9.4 cents. If not, perhaps you go up to 12 cents, 13 cents, somewhere in that zone. But I personally don't suspect you'd break above 13 cents or 12 cents, really. I do like that 9 to 10 cent area. And at a minimum, 8.2 cents seems to be a good kind of target to have there. I'm going to plug this in. Hold on. Computer's dying. All right, there we go. Looking at the 3-day RSI here, zooming in on this. Higher lows, higher highs, bouncing off the 40 area a couple times here. You're ping-ponging, man, between the 40 and the 60. Something's got to give. You're looking to get above here. You're looking to not get below here, okay? So as long as you're doing that on the 3-day time frame, as long as you're building, I would expect that when you break above the 60 here, you likely get into the overbought zone. And if that's what you do, I mean, that would probably be in the midst of this breakout move here. Triggering you to go higher. What are we going to look for? Let's do this. What price would you need to see to convince me that you are breaking out to moving higher? Honestly, man, I think if you get above 2.5 cents, it's as good as on. Okay, it's literally as good as on to that 8.2 to 13 cent area. You get above 2.5 cents, I'm 80% positive you're going to rip in a very, very short amount of time. 20% not positive because you never know what can happen, right? Nothing's guaranteed, right? Anything could happen, but or beyond that even, right? Maybe it does break out, but it doesn't go as high as I think it'll go, right? There's that as well. Looking at the weekly time frame here, weekly RSI bouncing off the 55. It actually looks really good right here, man. Higher lows like this and a good kind of similar trajectory up here, higher highs. You're in this little channel here. I suspect you will, and being that you're above the 60 right now, if you can close this week above the 60, I suspect that's going to bring good tidings for the coming weeks and the coming months. And yeah, man, I think that's where you're going to go. So let's talk about what it would take to invalidate this, and then we'll finish this on a all-time high prediction. And that'll be that, right? So to invalidate the idea of going higher, right? If you break above 2.5 cents, what I love, man, is 2.5 cents is also where this 236 is. I love that because generally with the fibs, you break above the 236, and that's how you know it's going above that high there. But if you were to break to the downside, if you were to get back below 1.32 cents, $0.0132, if you got back below that line, at any point, whether it was price on a closing period or just a wicking period, if you get below that line period, I would assume that you're not breaking out to the upside. You're working your way down to prices below 1 cent, maybe even lower. And that could be really bad for this token. So don't do that. Okay. Do break above 2.5 cents, get excited. Don't break above 1.32 cents. You'd be depressed, okay? All-time high predictions, I think I've already told you, right? 100x to 200x is completely possible. Let's apply some fibs on here and see if we can get some better refined numbers, okay? I'm not going to take that low because, again, I think it's kind of like a fake out low. This low here was the low of the move. That's kind of like your second fake out low there. So a 100x, just so you know, 100x would take you basically right in the middle of this zone here between the 1886 and the 200. A 200x, you would fall just shy of the 2272. I guess if a 100x is 27 billion, 200x would be 54. You'd be at about 80 billion. I could see it. I could see it. Okay, that's a possibility. I accept it as a possibility. I wouldn't bet money that you see a price at about 576 there, or 577. I don't think that happens. What I do think happens is likely you stop between about $1.60 to $2.33. That's my kind of predicted zone there. At a minimum, I would expect 65 cents, which from the current price is still great growth, man. It's still that's a 32x at a minimum. So 32.5x at a minimum, 78x at the next minimum. Probably you break 100x. Do you see something that's a multi-100x from here? I accept it as a possibility, but to me it seems less likely, right? A 200x is completely doable, but based off these fibs, I wouldn't expect that you stop between the 200 and the 2272. That's kind of uncommon. You'd likely stop either between here or at this area specifically, not between the zones there. So I'm going to stick with that. I think you're going to go to $1.60 to $2.33 by the end of the cycle. Watch for the targets. Don't break below 1.32 cents. Do break above 2.5 cents. I think this thing's about to rip, man. I really do. I think this thing looks really good, and you're about to see some higher prices in the very immediate term, of which we identified, right? By the end of February, by the end of March, middle of March, probably by the end of February, you'll be above 8.2 cents, but below 13 cents, somewhere in that zone. My bet is around 9.5 to 10 cents there, okay? You're at 2 cents now. Take it easy, you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.